Alright guys, welcome back to another Fortnite video, and in this one I have got for you the week 6 guide for the full challenges, showing you tips, tricks, and secrets for every single challenge this week, including the treasure star, aka the search challenge, alongside the road trip star, the secret chests that you can get for the chest challenge, the timed trial challenge, and more. That is right guys, we're doing this so you guys can get these challenges done faster than anybody else, so that you guys can get back into playing Fortnite just for fun and getting those wins, even though the challenges themselves are a ton of fun. But yeah guys, if you find this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button down below. It always helps me out so much and encourages me to make more of these every single week a day early. And on top of that guys, as always, comment what tier you are at below. I'm always curious to see how far along you guys are, and me personally, I am at tier 79. But yeah, even when you guys are at tier 100, these challenges are still useful because they help you get, instead of battle pass stars, experience from the challenges, which helps you get to fully maxed out Ragnarok. But yeah guys, without further ado here, let's jump into it. First of all, with the leaked challenges, gotta go through them, and these are in no particular order. Actually, this time around I'm going through the challenges a little bit differently, but these are credit to FN Leaks on Twitter and to PohiFL, so big thanks to them. But yeah, this week you have a road trip star, you have deal headshot damage to opponents, which I believe is 500. That may or may not change. Search where the stone heads are looking, which was tough, but I'm pretty sure I cracked the code on that one. And then search 7 chests in Lonely Lodge. Harvest building resources with a pickaxe. Actually going to show you a super fast way of doing that. Then minigun or light machine gun eliminations, followed by complete time trials, going to show you the locations, and then eliminate 3 opponents in tilted towers. But with that out of the way, let's jump into it here with the first challenge, and that is harvest building resources with a pickaxe. So again, you have to get 3,000 resources from this, which is basically 3 full stacks of materials, which obviously isn't that hard, but one of the fastest ways to do it by far guys is to do it in 50v50 for 2 reasons. The first of which is that the game mode 50v50 has an increased rate of getting materials. I believe it's somewhere along the lines of 1.5. I'm not 100% sure about that, but either way it is for sure increased. So what that means is you can harvest more materials faster in that game mode. On top of that, you also don't have to worry about enemies as long as you drop somewhere on your side. So like Wailing Woods, something like that would be perfect for getting these materials. Then for the second thing about that, there is a slight possibility, and I can't confirm, but if it's on the same lines as the building materials challenge, the one where you had to place like 250 walls and stuff like that, if you remember, that was actually glitched a bit where everybody on your team in 50v50 helped you complete that challenge, and it's possible that could work the same way with this one, so we might have to try that out and see if it works. But then for the challenge after that, and that is actually the road trip star for this week, we already know where it is, and in case you guys are new to the challenges, the road trip stars are the bonus stars that you can find outside of the 7 challenges that you see in the lobby, but they get you a free tier once you complete that week's challenges, and you may or may not have to complete the weeks before that. Not 100% sure about that, but for sure at least complete this week's challenges before going after this star. Now I won't spoil the loading screen itself, I'll leave that for you guys to unlock as a little bit of a surprise, but I still know exactly where the star will show up and can show you it right here. So basically in the loading screen it shows risky reels, and also has this little like blurred out star showing up on one of the cars inside of risky reels. So as you can see, here are all of the cars. These may change, but I seriously doubt that they will too much, but the star should show up on this red truck right here, the one with the cooler in the back of it. The loading screen has a cooler inside of this truck, and the star shows up right above it. So basically you just go here, pick up the star, and that should get you the bonus one, again as long as you have the previous challenge completed for that week. But then getting into it with the chest challenge for this week, as you guys know, it is in Lonely Lodge. One of the most interesting places to drop, and personally I haven't dropped there in a while, so it is gonna be poppin'. But where are the secret chests? Where are the safest ones to go after? And what is the best game mode to do this in? So starting with the game mode, because I actually have some new tactics to try and do this in, I would 100% recommend 50v50. And I know I've said that before, but think about it, especially with the new mode like the skydiving one, you can get around even faster, and because the chests are increased in that game mode as well, if Lonely Lodge is on your side of the map. But yeah guys, let's go through the chests here, because first of all, I would probably avoid the main building right here and maybe the tower. I'll get into that in just a sec, but those are going to be probably the most common places that people are going to go. So actually the place that I would recommend trying out is going on top of this plateau right here. As you can see, there can spawn a chest right up there, which is very easy to grab, and then you can drop down below there and grab the chest in the cave right below it. Now on top of that, right next to that cave is a building that has a chest in the 2nd floor, which most people don't even know about. And then even on top of that as well, you can go right next to it into the ceiling of this building and find a 4th chest if it decides to spawn. So that is a very great route to take. On top of that, there's also a couple of secret chests in some of the smaller buildings. There's one over at this location right here. And then similar to that, there's another building with a chest right in here. Just go straight through the roof of it and you will find it right there. Now, with that being said, you can go to the main areas if nobody else decides to go there, because like the lodge has a chest that's pretty secret right here, as you can see. And then two other chests with this one and then the one behind the wall. Now, on top of that, if you can also get to the tower, there's two on the very top, one inside and one on the outside. And then if you go down a story and break through the middle, there's a third one right there. But yeah, that is all of the chests for that, so you should be able to get it done easily. But after that, then we have the light machine gun and minigun eliminations, which definitely is not an easy one. I believe you need to get like 2 eliminations with this, which can be tough. The light machine gun, the minigun, they're not the best weapons in the game by far, but there is one specific way you can do it and get it done like super easily. And you may know where I'm going with this, but in 50v50. That is right, guys. All you have to do, and hopefully this mode is still live tomorrow, but once you get into that mode, simply go onto your side of the map, pick up some weapons, and make sure you get one of these, either the light machine gun or the minigun. The light machine gun probably makes more sense, but once you have those, you simply want to mosey on over to the other side of the map and try and find people on their own a little bit far away from the circle that you can knock down with your normal weapons like an AR and a shotgun. And then once you're done with that, you simply walk up, finish them off with your minigun or light machine gun, and that elimination will count towards this challenge. Simply do that another time and you are fully done with it. It is that easy. Now, I could also recommend maybe just doing this in the eliminations challenge, because if you find a light machine gun, then you might as well just try and knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. But overall, not too hard. Oh, and also guys, as an important reminder for every single one of these challenges, and I'm sure a bunch of you do know it, but in case you forgot or you're new to these challenges, when you complete one in game, you cannot click leave the match from the menu. That will void the challenge and make you redo it. So basically what you have to do is either get eliminated by running into somebody and them eliminating you, or winning the game. Those are your 2 options, but you have to do one of them to make sure the challenge counts towards your overall challenges. But after that, then we have the treasure star for this week, which makes you search between the stone heads and where they are looking. Now, before we get into it, guys, if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe, because I do these guides every single week a day early with the leaked challenges. So if you want to be the first to know how to get these done, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on. But getting back to the challenge, guys, let's go through how I discovered this star, because it is kind of like a detective mystery of how this was found out. So as you guys know, recently they added a bunch of these stone heads around the map. I believe there's 7 of them, and each one of them seems to be looking in a certain direction. Well, that is exactly the case, but the tough part about that is figuring out exactly where all of their like lines of sight intersect. So don't worry, guys, I did all of the work for you. I went into theater mode, went to every single stone head on the map, lined my camera up so that I was looking straight into their eyes, kind of creepily. Yeah, and then I took pictures of the map with my camera on it, put them all together, and put lines on the camera so that they all show pretty much exactly where they intersect. Now, as you can see here, here is what I came up with. Obviously, it's not perfect. There's probably some slight variation in where these exactly meet up, but just considering that all of them seem to be meeting up right here, as you can see, right above this hill, I'm like 95% sure that the star is on top of this hill. Now, as always, guys, check the pinned comment down below. Before doing this challenge, I'll confirm if it was moved slightly or anything like that, or if the challenge changed with the exact location of the star. But when you go to that hill, I don't think it's a coincidence that there's a tiny little dirt patch right there. So my thinking is that the star will be right here. But again, check the pinned comment down below for confirmation on that. I'll get into game on Thursday morning and make sure to update that as soon as possible. But doesn't that just make sense is where it would be? That's exactly where all of the heads are looking. I think that makes sense, guys. But moving on again, here we have eliminate opponents in tilted towers. Now, like I said with the light machine gun or minigun challenge, it might make sense for you to actually try and use those weapons if you happen to find one to get this challenge done. Now, these tips are mainly for if you have a tough time getting eliminations, because tilted towers can be crazy, especially in solo, where you're definitely going to want to try, because you get eliminations. You don't have to knock people down and finish them off. You just get the elimination, get in, get out, you're done. But yeah, it is going to be insane. There are going to be so many people there. But some of the tips I can give you guys in case you have a tough time getting eliminations, the first of which is to try to go to places where not many other people are going. The main way you're going to run into issues is by not finding a weapon and having to run away, or finding some pretty garbage weapons and getting eliminated that way. So like the places I recommend going are maybe this basketball court. Nobody ever goes here, and there's some decent loot on it and under it. There's a chest or 2. On top of that, you can also go to this small building right here, which has a chest and a bunch of weapons. Or you can even go over to this building near the sort of like, what do you call it? Like space in between the hills. That's a good place to go as well. But once you get those weapons, simply stock up, run in, and just go to town. found. That's really all I can say, guys. Just keep trying. You'll get these eliminations done with time. But then for the next challenge of this week, one of the tougher ones, the deal headshot damage to opponents. Now this one, yeah, it seems tough at first, but honestly, guys, it's not that tough. You can get it just by playing normally, because as you guys know, you actually get headshots quite a bit. If you just play a few games, you're bound to get this one done anyways. But if you still want to get it done as fast as possible, I know some of you guys are like speedrunners with this, definitely drop into 50v50. Similar to the miniguns challenge, if you find somebody on the other side of the map by themselves, you can knock them down and then just line up your headshots with them barely even moving to get that damage super easily. On top of that, you can even use your sniper rifle, which will get you a ton of damage super fast, and you simply have to do that 3 times about, and that's all you need to get the challenge done. But then for the time trials location, this one is a little bit tough, alright? We're pretty sure how it works, but it is a little bit confusing. But basically, we were able to find some info. Obviously, a time trial is going to have you like racing through different things, and that may include ATKs, it may include you just running, maybe skydiving. But FN Leaks was able to find sounds in the game files for going through checkpoints and stuff. Like if you fail the challenge, there's a sound for that. So it is different from the Gus racetrack, which I don't really think will be included in the challenge. I think that'll be separate, which is interesting because that goes hand in hand with this other thing, which is that you have to start the trials with these stopwatches. At least I'm pretty sure. Clocks that look like this were also found in the files, which are going to show up around the map. And basically you're going to go up to them, start them, and then have to go through the checkpoints. So that is basically how this challenge works. But then with that, where exactly are these locations going to show up? And that is the tough part, guys. You're going to have to check the pinned comment down below. Just scroll down. It's the top comment there, the one that's by me. And I will put the exact locations of these as soon as the update goes live tomorrow. But I still can theorize that these will be like where the ATKs are located. So maybe like Snobby Shores, maybe the racetrack, then also like Paradise Palms, and this gas station right here. I have a feeling that those are going to be at least where some of the locations are. But again, check the pinned comment down below for the full list of locations. That'll be updated right away. But yeah, guys, that is going to be it for today's guide. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to subscribe as well as check out some of my previous videos, such as on the left, 8 tips you can learn from Ninja, and then on the right, the previous week 5 guide. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.